CodePulse is a tool developed by Secure Decisions that provides insight into the real-time code coverage of testing activities. CodePulse automatically detects coverage information while the tests are being conducted and will even make it possible to understand the overlaps and boundaries of the code coverage achieved by different testing activities. In this demo, we'll see how CodePulse works with a basic .NET web application. This is the Contoso University sample application, which we will use to demonstrate the CodePulse technology. It was originally developed by Microsoft. Its appearance and database content have been customized to support this demonstration. The navigation is along the top and includes the types of entities you would find in a university. Here is the Courses section, where you can create a new course, edit and view the properties of an existing course, or delete a course after confirming the delete request. Switching to the CodePulse instance running in the background reveals the Contoso U zip project in the project list. The Contoso U project was created ahead of time by uploading a zip file containing the assemblies and symbol files of the Contoso U web application. Clicking the project link will open the project and show the application inventory for the Contoso University web application. Clicking to the left of the Contoso University assembly will construct a code tree map showing multiple boxes grouped by namespace. The boxes represent the methods in the namespace and are sized relative to one another to communicate the amount of code they contain. Contoso University is an ASP.NET MVC web application, so let's look specifically at the controller methods that handle web requests. On mouse hover, CodePulse will display a border around the box under the mouse cursor and will show the method name and class name in a small window. Here you can see the box representing the edit method of the course controller class. CodePulse will use an outer border to show the methods belonging to a single class. The outer border will change when the mouse moves to a group of methods from a different class. Now let's view the application inventory with the code tree map collapsed. The Contoso University web application is running on a Windows machine named IIS. When CodePulse and the application you want to test are running on different machines, you must run the CodePulse.NET tracer on the web application host and point it back to where CodePulse is running. I'm going to use Microsoft Remote Desktop to connect to the Windows host so that I can start the .NET tracer. When testing IIS applications, the .NET tracer must run with elevated permissions. The tracer gets installed with an MSI package and by default will reside in the 32-bit Program Files CodePulse.NET Tracer folder. In this case, the required command line includes the CodePulse host that will receive code coverage results. Once the tracer's connection is accepted in CodePulse, the gear icon in the upper right corner turns green and starts to spin. The tracer continues to run during testing and will display a message when it has initialized and code coverage data is ready to flow between the hosts. Returning to the code tree map displaying controller methods, let's use a web browser to pull up the course index page. The page will take extra time to render because the .NET tracer has injected its own code into the Contoso University web application and is monitoring the method calls necessary to produce the course index page. Switching back to CodePulse, you can now see some activity on the code tree map. The boxes representing methods called during our test now have a gray background color. Here we can see that the index method of the course controller class was called to produce the course index page. Additionally, the dispose method and constructor got invoked. To continue our testing, let's display the course web page and CodePulse side by side, and let's use the different course features to see the methods invoked during our tests. CodePulse displays code coverage as it's reported by the CodePulse.NET tracer. Here you can see the method calls that support the Create New Course feature. Clicking the Details view will show the field values for the new course. Clicking the Edit icon enables the option to switch a course from 3 credits to 4 credits. and the new course can be deleted using the delete icon and the delete confirmation page. Looking at the code tree map, you can see two course controller methods that never ran. A quick mouse hover reveals an update course credits method name. Since the Contoso University web application is an ASP.NET MVC application, it's possible that this is an action method to unlinked functionality. Assuming a default route, you can try to enter a URL for update course credits. CodePulse enabled us to see, at a glance, a course controller method we may have otherwise missed. The Update Course Credits page appears to let us specify a multiplier to change the credits of all course records in one step. After specifying the number 1, CodePulse will indicate that every course controller method got invoked during our testing. CodePulse includes a recording feature. You can make multiple recordings to compare the results of multiple manual or automated tests. In the next section, you will see two PowerShell scripts that simulate two testing tools that submit web requests to the Contoso University web application. Clicking Start a Recording will create a new recording and give you an opportunity to specify a name. Tool 1 is the name of our first recording, and it will capture the results of simulating the run of our first testing tool. As the script runs, CodePulse will highlight activity on the code tree map. The script sends multiple requests to the Contoso University web application. CodePulse uses an orange color to report new code coverage on the code tree map. The orange will fade away and be replaced with the color assigned to all activity as shown in the tree map legend, in this case the color gray. Selecting a recording will display the test coverage associated with the recording, and stopping the recording completes the monitoring of test coverage results for the first tool. Now it's time to simulate the run of a second testing tool. The name of our second recording is Tool 2. Like the first script, the second script sends multiple web requests to the Contoso University web application. Note how the % coverage column updates when new activity appears on the code tree map. Now it's time to stop the recording for Tool 2. Now we can compare the test coverage results for each simulated tool by comparing the two recordings. CodePulse lets you select an overlap color to visualize the overlap of multiple recordings. Any overlap will appear on the code tree map using the selected color, in this case blue. The window attached to the mouse hover will also indicate when a method is associated with one or more recordings. That concludes the demonstration of CodePulse. To summarize, CodePulse provides insight into the real-time code coverage of testing activities. It allows you to see coverage information as tests are conducted, and it lets you compare the code coverage achieved by different testing approaches. If you would like to try out CodePulse, head over to code-pulse.com, where you can find links to the CodePulse download page and the CodePulse documentation. Let us know what you think by using the links in the Contact Us section. To learn more about the open source development of CodePulse, check out the CodePulse content hosted at github.com/secdec. Thanks for watching.